back to another Anime Kingdom review. See by the title below, this is on episode 6 of Boku no Hero Academia Season 3. And I gotta say, the first thing that caught my attention in this episode, because the episode overall was pretty damn awesome. Very intense, lots of action all over the place, getting to see other, characters that we don't see as often, more in the limelight, which I did enjoy. Of course, there's a little bit of a mixture between characters we don't see as much, and of course the main cast. I guess that's like the best way to do it. It keeps the attention to still having our main characters, but also having a lot of the side characters gain a showing of them too, because everyone's got crazy powers. Especially one of my favorites that isn't like the main kind of character is Tokoyami. So I was happy that we did get to see more of him in this one. But I gotta say, other than the awesome and intense episode that we got here, the animation, I did check in the forums and other people were saying it too. The animation dropped quite a bit in comparison to all the episodes previously, especially considering the animation for episode 4 was just so crazy and so good. But then again, you can't always expect everything to, the animation and all the stuff to be top notch in every episode. Definitely would love that, obviously, but sometimes stuff does happen. This episode could have been maybe rushed in certain ways, and maybe they couldn't get everyone to commit as much to this episode. But considering the fact that this episode, yes, it did have a lot of action, it was a lot of crazy stuff, it wasn't like the big, huge battle like we did have in episode 4 with Izuku going up against that huge muscular dude. That was the action. That was the fight that you need your animation at the max point. So I'm glad they still had those parts like amazing, but still I wish it kind of at least stayed a little bit consistent, like have it like at these kind of certain points being like super amazing, and then at other points be at least above average. Like a lot of the scenes, like I just couldn't get it out of my head. I had to like, oh man, like I don't really care for some of the animation that was being shown, and like it felt kind of bad in very certain parts. Like I'm not saying it was horrible, it was still watchable, but it like comparing it when you've seen what we've seen before already with this season, it's definitely noticeable since you've had it at like such a good level throughout the rest of the beginning of this season so far, that when it does drop, even if it's not too much, you can definitely tell. So hopefully we don't see too many of these kind of animation drops in future episodes, but nonetheless, I still did enjoy this episode. We had some crazy shit, like I said before, Tokoyami just going complete, not being able to control his power, complete crazy. Like, it was literally pretty intense. Like, his shadow was just like bashing through everywhere. And finally, like I told you guys before, when we found the guy with whatever his teeth extension, brace extension, whatever that villain's name is, and there was an arm, I was like, holy shit, that's pretty dark. Whose arm is this? But of course, we find out in this episode it's actually Shoji's, and it's not bad because Shoji can regenerate his arm. So in the end, it ended up being like, holy shit, someone's arm, but it ended up just being someone that could regenerate it. So it's not even really a bad thing. I mean, still, he was hurt from, and I'm pretty sure most of it was Tokoyami. Like, he got his hand cut off, but how we see him in this episode was all Tokoyami, and you can tell Tokoyami, his dark shadow, when it's at night, that thing is scary. It literally, like when they brought him to that villain with the teeth, braces, whatever it's called, it just smashed him. It grabbed him, squeezed him, smashed him against the tree, and just completely knocked the guy out. The guy was gone. I was like, holy shit. If Tokoyami can somehow control this power, he is extremely powerful. He is super strong. Of course, he still has a weakness to people like, obviously, Todoroki and Bakugo, because their explosion and fire makes light, and obviously Dark Shadow's weakness is light. But other than that, other than people like powers with that, he is extremely powerful, especially at night. Like, at night, I would feel like unless you have a power to create a light source, you are doomed. You cannot fight him if he has it under control. And if he doesn't have it under control, you're still gone. Because if anything, that's even 10 times worse for you. Obviously bad for allies and everything, but still, nonetheless, pretty damn crazy, I gotta say. That whole Tokoyami part was pretty damn awesome, I gotta say. But after that, we get to the whole gotta save Bakugo, we gotta do this. Bakugo's just like, huh, like stop, don't, he doesn't want everyone to be, coming over there and protecting him, bringing him, making it so that he's safe and everything, Bakugo, normal Bakugo manner and everything. Obviously him and Tokoyami are placed in the back, and a villain ends up taking them. Of course, before that happens, we get to see some Ochako and Suyu. So that was pretty awesome. I love Sue. I love Sue-chan. I love my Sue-chan. I love my Ochako. So it was pretty cool to see them, especially since they were going up against Togo. I think it was her name? Toga. Himiko Toga. I have no idea what her power is. She loves blood. She's pretty damn crazy, I'm not gonna lie. But it was pretty damn awesome when she comes rushing at, because obviously she's pretty skilled with that knife. She even like pinned Sue-chan to like the tree. But when she went at Ochako, I think it was pretty cool callback, kind of showing, remember Ochako when she went to do her training and everything with, I forget what his name was, but she was learning some, combat skills and everything, and it actually came in handy when she grabs her arm when she's about to lunge at her, grabs her neck and just slams her into the ground. I was like, thank you for adding that part in. Ochako, you are badass. But of course, if there is definitely a weakness for Ochako, besides obviously, after using her power a lot, she gets nauseous. It's definitely when you talk about who she has feelings for, may like and everything. Of course, obviously that's Izuku, and I ship them so hard, so it's always adorable when I see her blushing and everything. And at first it was like, oh, okay, and then she's like, oh, you're like me, and it just gets creepier and creepier and creepier with how Toga is. She just like completely goes like crazy, and how she has someone too that she admires and wants to be. At first I thought she was gonna say you want to be them so much that like she kills them and like puts their skin on her face or something, some crazy shit like that, because she was just throwing out some crazy vibes, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, okay. Yeah, some of the other characters, the villains that we've seen so far, are pretty scary, but she is creepy, and it's in a pretty cool, interesting way. Like, I don't even know what her power is, why she takes blood and everything. Obviously, when she meets up with Dabi them at the end, she was supposed to get 3 people's blood. I'm not too sure what's the point of that, why that is even there. I mean, their whole point was to get Bakugo, Mr. Compress or whatever his name is, put him in like a marble or ball, him and Tokoyami, and I don't really know their plan exactly. I know it's obviously they want to maybe show Bakugo that there's a better way and everything, considering how we've seen Bakugo for the whole time. I don't think he's gonna be the type of guy to like completely just abandon everyone, but if there is a person that would do that, because we've always seen of him, really, it's actually pretty crazy to think about, because he's one of the main characters that you see that is really strong and powerful, but we don't have a lot of backstory on him. We've seen Ida, we know his past and backstory. We've seen, Todoroki and his family and past, everything, Izuku and everything as well. But we actually don't know a lot about Bakugo. A lot of the flashbacks that we have is mainly focused on Izuku when it's both of them and everything. So yeah, I'm not really too sure. We don't really know much of his personality besides that he wants to be the best. Obviously, he hates Izuku, and yeah, he's a very aggressive guy, I gotta say, so if there is someone, I guess they would see that when they saw him at the the tournament and everything, that they would be like, okay, we can get him, we can take him, and we can make him a villain as well, and he is obviously one of the strongest one there. Thought there was gonna be some connection, honestly, between him and the muscular guy. I'm not gonna lie, because they, I don't know, kind of look alike, honestly, but I guess that's not the thing. And like, what the hell? Like, how? I'm still kind of confused on. There's a lot of people's powers that we do not know. Mr. Compress, I don't know. He makes them like we saw. He makes them into a marble and everything, but I don't know. I thought someone would have noticed, I guess, but I guess they were so focused on everything in front of them that they weren't focused on the back. The only person that they had in the back, they said to put Bakugo in the middle, but instead, I guess they had, the way they had it was Shoji and Izuku over here, Todoroki with whoever that guy is. I have no idea the other guy that he was carrying the whole time. He was kind of just literally a character that was there, but we had no idea. I'm guessing someone from Class B. That's all I can think of, And then I guess they had Bakugo and they have Tokoyami, but like, I don't know, maybe they should have had instead Shoji in the front, obviously, because of he could hear and everything. You make ears on his arms and all that kind of stuff. Then you put Bakugo. Then you put Todoroki. Then you put Tokoyami. I think that's how it should have been. Or maybe Todoroki in the back, actually, you know. But obviously, if they did that, then it would have been a lot harder. And maybe even Todoroki would have been taken instead of Tokoyami. So I don't know. It probably would have happened either way, you know. But yeah, after that, I gotta say, I was actually pretty excited for this episode, mostly because they had so many. I already talked about this like a little bit in the beginning, but they had so many different characters shown in this episode. And one of the things that I always want to see, that I've always enjoyed when we do see, is more other characters in the limelight. And actually having some people in Class B, and what we saw in this episode was when Momo was being dragged by someone I have never seen before, which was Awase, or maybe we've seen him in the tournament, but I don't really remember him much. But his power is like to weld or meld things together. I guess that's why he was like somehow weirdly connected to Momo. I guess that's so he wouldn't drop her and everything. But they're being chased by one of the most terrifying things, I gotta say. It was a Nomu that had like a drill arm, chainsaw arm, and like, I don't know, anything you could think of that looks like probably something that popped out of Resident Evil, honestly. And I gotta say, I don't know why he stopped at one point, like he was gonna do something. They are so lucky that Dabi them ended up, I guess, calling back that that Nomu, because that Nomu would have just shredded them apart. And then I'm guessing something to do. I'm not too sure what Momo made. I'm guessing some type of tracker, and he just like slaps it onto the Nomu, and it melts it into him, and the Nomu's just like, whatever, you can track me. So I'm guessing, like, it seems like right now there's a lot of possibilities for how the ending, ended up showing with Izuku, Shoji, and Todoroki smashing Mr. Compress to the ground, and how the fight is going to be. I'm predicting that the fight will go on for a while, but we'll probably have help from people like Awase and Momo coming around. I'm not too sure. Maybe we'll see something with Momo as well, because the way they had it where they showed her, it was like literally she was like, oh, one moment I was, fine, next moment I'm on the ground, and then I'm being dragged, kind of thing. So I'm guessing maybe she just got hit by Nomu or something like that, but it could be that they might want to focus on it a little bit more to show more stuff, I'm not too sure. Like I said, this episode had a lot of characters in it. Normally when you have this much characters, it's hard to kind of make it good for the story because you're all over the place. But actually, in my opinion, I thought it was done pretty damn well. And the hype of everything that was going on, it elevated even with the animation job, I gotta say. And of course, even like Kurogiri, the shadow guy, ended up coming out as well to, I guess, take the other villains, which those two other villains seem like the worst, honestly. Not too sure on what's going on there. But of course, the very ending, like, it's just got me so damn hyped up. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, Aoyama was also over there super scared, but he's nearby, so he may come in and help. I want to see some of him in his naval laser, because we really have not seen much of him either. But honestly, nonetheless, like I said, pretty awesome, intense, action-packed filled episode with a lot of characters from Class A and Class B. Not just your normal main, super strong characters and everything. You have all these other side characters being, added to the limelight, which honestly made me really enjoy it as well. And then having it end at like this peak with them landing down and about to fight, 3v3. I honestly can't wait to see how the next episode is going to be. Literally awesome episode. Animation job kind of sucked. Everything else was pretty damn awesome though. So yeah, that's all I really gotta say, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Is there anything missing you want to talk about? Comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. As always, guys, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Anime watchers only. How do you feel about this episode? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? Anything you want to talk about, feel free to comment below. And as always, source material readers, do the same. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Was this adapted really well? Was there things that could have been done better and everything? Obviously without spoiling. And like always, if you do want to spoil, do the whole skip 4 lines thing, so no one is spoiled unless they want to, But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. So until next time, see ya.